The breakthroughs, trends, and stories almost everyone is missing. While everyone is scrolling through the usual noise, politics, AI hype, and the latest viral drama, some of the most important developments of 2026 are happening almost in silence. Today, we're diving into 3 categories that rarely make the front page, yet could quietly reshape your health, the way you spend time online, and even the future of global trade and wealth. These are the stories that matter long after today's headlines are forgotten. Let's begin. Science and tech, the hidden breakthroughs. First, a discovery that sounds like science fiction but was published just weeks ago. In December 2025, researchers at University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center and Case Western Reserve University identified a previously unknown enzyme they're calling SCOR2, the body's fat switch. Here's how it works in plain English. SCOR2 removes a molecule called nitric oxide from certain proteins. When that nitric oxide is stripped away, fat production turns on. When the enzyme is blocked, fat production stays off. In mouse studies published in Science Signaling, animals on high-fat diets that had their SCOR2 blocked simply didn't gain weight. Their cholesterol dropped dramatically, and existing fatty liver damage actually reversed. We're talking about a potential single drug that could one day treat obesity, fatty liver disease, and heart risk all at once. Something no current weight loss drug does this cleanly. Next, synthetic skin that behaves like a living octopus. Penn State researchers, led by Hongtao Sun, created a programmable hydrogel smart skin using advanced 4D printing. On command, through temperature, light, or chemicals, this soft material can change shape, texture, color, and even hide or reveal embedded images. They've already encrypted and decrypted a tiny Mona Lisa portrait inside the material. One moment it's blank, the next, the image appears. This isn't a gimmick. Applications include soft robots that adapt in real time, military camouflage that literally disappears, wearable sensors, and data encryption devices that hide information when you want them to. And finally, a carbon capture breakthrough that actually makes economic sense. Yale and University of Missouri chemists developed a manganese-based catalyst, manganese is cheap and abundant, that efficiently turns CO2 into formate, a clean hydrogen carrier that fuel cells can use. Previous catalysts needed expensive rare metals and died quickly. The new manganese version lasts far longer and, in lab tests, outperformed many precious metal options. If this scales, we could finally turn atmospheric CO2 into usable fuel instead of just an expensive environmental obligation. Social media isn't dying, it's splintering. We're seeing a massive, under-the-radar migration toward what people are calling slow social or the cozy aesthetic. Users are ditching addictive, infinite scrolls for long-form calming videos, private Discord groups, small Slack communities, and platforms that feel more like a warm living room than a crowded stadium. It's a direct rebellion against AI-generated slop and algorithmic overstimulation. At the same time, a new entertainment format is quietly becoming a multi-billion-dollar industry: microdramas. These are serialized stories told in 60 to 90-second vertical episodes. TikTok-native soap operas. Apps like Reel Short, DramaBox, and now TikTok's own Pine Drama generated over $3 billion in global consumer spending in 2025 alone. Reel Short alone hit roughly $1.2 billion in 2025. People aren't just watching clips anymore. They're binging character arcs 1 minute at a time, paying to unlock the next episode like Netflix seasons. And here's the statistic that should worry every traditional search engine. For the first time, more than half of Gen Z, and a huge slice of millennials, now bypass Google for product research, how-to guides, and recommendations. They go straight to TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram search instead. The knowledge engine has moved. While Gaza dominates headlines, UNRWA Commissioner General Philippe Lazzarini recently described what's happening in the West Bank as a silent war. Since October 2023, more than 1,000 Palestinians have been killed, nearly a quarter of them children. Settler violence has reached record levels, displacing tens of thousands in the largest forced movement since 1967. Homes are demolished to prevent return. it's happening with far less international attention. On the economic front, billions of dollars are quietly flowing into a project almost no one is discussing: the Lobito Corridor. This rail and port network runs from the Atlantic port of Lobito in Angola straight into the mineral-rich copper belt of Zambia and the DRC. The EU has committed over 2 billion euros. The US is deeply involved. Private capital is piling in. The goal? Create an alternative supply route for copper, cobalt, and everything the green transition needs, bypassing traditional choke points and Chinese-dominated networks. It's one of the biggest geopolitical infrastructure plays of the decade. And back home, the US Treasury is rolling out something that could fundamentally change how Americans think about wealth: Trump accounts. Every child born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028 receives a $1,000 seed investment from the Treasury, placed into a tax-advantaged index fund account. Any American under 18 can open one. Family, employers, states, even philanthropists can contribute. At 18, it converts to a regular IRA. It's being framed as the largest financial literacy and wealth-building experiment in American history. Yet, it's almost completely overshadowed by other policy debates. These stories, medical breakthroughs that could end obesity as we know it, materials that behave like living skin, a new way the next generation finds information, and infrastructure and policy shifts that will still matter decades from now, are happening right now, often without fanfare. The loudest stories aren't always the most important ones. Stay curious, keep looking past the scroll. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which of these stories surprised you the most. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.